Hello everyone, today we will be talking about the law of Pragnanz. So a little bit of the background knowledge to just get us started. So some of these concepts come from Gestalt psychology. So Gestalt meaning configuration and or form. German, it's not a cemented definition, but a little short summary of Gestalt psychologists. They believe that people should focus on meaningful, intact, and conscious experiences in psychology. So that didn't really leave any room or tolerance for elementism of really any kind, and was sort of a response to once theories and ideas. So one popular idea that came out of Gestalt psychology and that really ties into the law of Pragnanz is the phi phenomenon produced by Max Wertheimer. So Wertheimer used a tachystoscope, which flashes two lights successively. And, at the time, this was really high tech knowledge, but he used it to measure flashes and how people perceive them. So if the time between flashes was 200 milliseconds or more, the lights appeared successfully, one after another. Now, if the time in between flashes is perceived as shorter, the lights appear simultaneously. That's 30 milliseconds or less. So then the perfect sweet spot is if the light flashed every 60 milliseconds. It then appeared like the light was moving positions. So you see in the upper right hand corner, I had a GIF there, but then it stopped working. And it appears like each of the blue balls is rotating in a circle. But you obviously can't see that. But that is the law of Pragnanz. So while this concept of like movement, between these two different, I guess, objects was not new, it was definitely a new and unique definition that Wertheimer came up with. And he also did some experiments and showed that movement can be shown in two directions. However, with this concept, he used three different lights, and with these three lights, he found, you can't look in two different directions. Your eyes can't move that way. But out of three lights, if two are on at the same time, if they flash that certain speed, they can be shown going into two different directions. So next, we'll go into a brief overview of a psychophysical isomorphism. So again, Gestaltists used it to describe the relationship between the activity of the brain and conscious experience. And in trying to find that relationship, they came up with psychophysical isomorphism. So your brain takes in that sensory data and it transforms into what we consciously know today. So it's like a map of the US versus the actual US, which I found this example to be really helpful when understanding this concept. So with the actual United States, you drive through, you see the trees, the roads, the towns, the cities, but on a map, you see those things, but you don't really get the actual experience. It's very similar in the fact that it's of the United States and it's the United States, but again, the experiences are vastly different. Next, we're going to finally define what the law of Pragnanz is. So again, according to psychophysical isomorphism, because of the interacting forces in our physical world, they are symmetrical, so why should our mental experiences be? So Pragnanz loosely means full of meaning or precise. So then when that sensory information we have comes into contact with those proposed force fields in our mind, it becomes, in a sense, full of meaning. So then our mental or cognitive experiences should also be precise, symmetrical, or full of meaning according to that. So memory is also impacted by the law of Pragnanz because these past influences, these traces, these individual traces, influence how we process our mental experiences and influences how we remember certain things. So memories, again, are also precise and symmetrical. So this is really important when considering, like I mentioned previously, individual traces and a trace system and how they influence how you cognitively and consciously perceive similar objects like a horse and a zebra and future experiences. So I believe that is it. Thank you all so much for listening to my lecture, and I hope you all have a very wonderful day.